Hello and welcome to this edition of Artist Spotlight. Today this series will feature singer-songwriter Drea. Drea performed for many years with the Ethiopian artist Melaku, who toured with Ziggy Marley in the early 80s. She opened shows for Yellow Man, the Wailers, Michael Rose from Black Uhuru, and Singing Melody, just to name a few. Drea dropped her debut album in 2000 in Jamaica and won the hearts of the local. She created a new style and recently dropped her new music video, Bounce, that she recorded with the great Sly Dunbar and Robbie Shakespeare.
Yep.
That was on that track, that was on that label, Fat Tracks label out of Kingston, Jamaica. She continued to perform live shows originally. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Fine, fine. You have a rich background of mixed culture.
Yes.
Tanzanian, Moroccan, Ecuadorian, Portuguese. Tell us about that.
Well, I found that out a few years back. I was actually adopted by a Greek family, but I always knew that I had some type of roots from Africa. I just always felt it, and I looked into my history, and that's where my father is from, Tanzania, but in also Moroccan and Ecuadorian on my father's side, and then my mother is Irish and Welsh.
That's the broad cultural diversity.
It is.
Do you speak any other languages?
No.
None?
No.
Speaking of language, you did perform for many years with the Ethiopian Melaku.
Yes.
Were you able to speak that dialect, Amharic?
Yes. Melaku taught me how to speak the dialect of Amharic, and I did it well. I think a lot of people thought I was from Ethiopia. So
Okay.
But he taught me a lot about the
Where
Ethiopian.
are you originally from?
Well, Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay. What type of music do you like? What genre? What kind of music that influenced you?
Well, in the beginning, was like Shaka Khan, everyone from Shaka Khan to Seals and Crofts to Jane Oliver to just several rock bands, you know, Heart, just all the rock genres of bands, and just every type of music, jazz, blues. I soaked it all in.
The whole works.
The whole works, yes.
Were you influenced by a particular artist or more than one, so to speak?
I think the most influence was from Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan.
Because that was my first actual album that I studied, and just I fell in love with her and just her strength and as a woman, and that's was the beginning of
She was pretty much R&B, right? Sort of?
Yeah, funk
soul.
and R&B, soul.
Okay.
And she just planted my roots of like how I wanted to present music to the world.
How did you realize you had the talent?
Well, from a young age, I enjoyed singing, and my friends used to tell me they'd like to hear me sing. But I think it was probably my high school chorus teacher who made me do solos all the time in front of the class, and she used to pick on me. But I think she just wanted me to sing a lot. So
Is that how you get started in the local scene, musical scene?
No, actually, on the reggae scene is where I started, but Yaba Griffiths was the first artist who I worked with. I met him at a nightclub, and he heard me singing Summertime, and he thought that I would be good to work with his band, but I had no experience whatsoever. But he had confidence in me, so he gave me his music and asked me to learn the background vocals.
Okay.
At the time, I lived with a musician who was a trumpet player, so he taught me how to harmonize, and so that's where it started with Yaba on the local Chicago scene.
That's great. And what was the name of his band?
Yaba Griffiths and Tracks.
Okay.
Yes.
And you only work with that band, or you work with various bands?
Well, after that, I started working with Debbie DeFire, who was also a mentor and someone I admire. She taught me a lot about stage presence and you know, just how to present yourself as a
yourself.
woman, a very strong figure in the music industry. She comes from Jamaica, so she has the roots vibes, and you know, so she taught me a lot. She was performing in Chicago for many years.
What was it? She had a band too, right? What was the name of her band?
Debbie DeFire.
Debbie DeFire?
Yeah, Debbie
That's it?
DeFire. Yes.
Debbie DeFire Band.
The
Okay.
Debbie DeFire band. Yes.
So it's just those two bands you work with, or you work with?
Oh, I worked with many bands in Chicago, but as well as Yaba and Debbie, I worked with Malaku, who was the Ethiopian band. His band name was The Elements.
Elements, I heard about.
Yes,
I remember that band.
and he taught me a lot as well. So a combination of all these artists who I admired and worked with probably is what molded me into who I am.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. So,
Yeah.
how did you come up with the name Drea? Where did it come from? Is it Andrea or just? What is
Well, I'm named after my grandfather, Andrew, so it's
Okay.
actually Andrea, but people started calling me Drea. Actually, a cousin of mine started calling me Drea, and it just stuck.
Kind of stuck. Yeah.
Yeah, it just stuck.
And it sounds good,
A
and I think it
nickname.
matches you. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
What you think about the music in Chicago, the musical scene, and then you could touch on the venues, because your genre now is what? Strictly reggae, or just everything?
Well, you know, I try to take different flavors from different genres
Okay.
to create what I'm doing. But my current music is reggaeton. It's a melting pot of that plus funk, reggae and rock, and it's just a mixture of everything.
When you say a mixture, is there a particular name for that? Like,
I don't think so.
you know.
I don't think so. We're just going with the creative
With the
flow.
creative flow, okay.
You know, if it creates something new, that would be amazing. But I think it's just reggae.
Reggae music.
Yeah, reggae music.
Where do you see reggae music and some of the other music that you sing going in the next 5 or 10 years?
Oh my God, reggae. What I love about reggae is it changes weekly.
Okay.
I mean, it's so hard to keep up with it because in Jamaica, music comes out like every day.
Every day.
It's not like here in America where a song is on the top 10 pop charts or whatever for a length of time.
Okay.
Music in Jamaica just is constantly evolving. So I think it's steering back to its roots a little bit more. You know, with some of the artists that are out now. You know, it went through the lovers rock dance hall, hardcore dance hall, R&B. But I think
So you think it's going back to like lovers rock?
I
You
do
think so?
think it's starting to go a little bit more toward the roots, back to the roots, which is very nice. I mean, you know, we can always use that in our lives, some roots
Absolutely,
music.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You were my first love, you were my everything. But when you went away, my heart could barely sing. I remember all the good times that we shared together. We laughed, we cried, thought it was forever. Seeing you next to me, yes, when the sun is rising, making love to you on a rainy Sunday afternoon, falling asleep together much later in the evening is everything to me, because you are here now. Once again, I feel the love surround me, and once again, I feel your arms around me. Please don't ever go.
Do you have any mentors that you look up to? And let me say this, you look up to and maybe, just maybe, you would like to work with them if you haven't worked with them before?
Well, you know, some of the local artists I've considered mentors. Barris Hammond, you know, I've had some great conversations with him where he's very inspiring to me.
Right.
I haven't had the chance to work with him, but you know, he's invited me, so you know, maybe someday we'll get there. But you know, I'm back and forth to Jamaica now, recording
really?
there.
Okay.
You know, doing most of my recording there now, for now.
Tell us about that. Yeah, you know, elaborate a little more.
Well, you know, I had the blessing of meeting Delroy Pottinger, who is he's a Grammy Award winning producer.
Great.
With some of the top bands in the world. But he just he saw something in me and gave me an opportunity, and
you saw that talent.
you know, God bless him for seeing it.
Yeah.
You know, he was just like an angel dropped into my life, and he is the one who is creating music with me currently. So
again, let me stress this: is there a particular artist out there that you haven't worked with that you would like to work with?
Wow.
It could be one. It could be more than one.
There's so many.
So many.
I mean, yeah, I would love to work with all of them. You know.
Well, you have a particular one that you like. You mentioned Barris.
Yeah, Barris. I would love to do something with Barris. You know, he's just to be able to grab an audience with no music playing, and I saw him do almost an entire concert where
just stand there, everybody just
stand there and listening to him sing and engaging with the people, and I think that's more important to him than the whole show and production. He really loves that connection, and he taught me that, and it's so important because that's why your fans come to see you. They want to connect with you, and he makes that so attainable with him. So I learned that, and that's something that I try to do, and I try to think about when I'm performing.
That is a certain style.
It's you can't even call it a style. It's a gift.
Okay.
But I've seen him do a whole show with no band. I mean, the band was there, but he didn't. He wanted to just let me sing, and it was just a beautiful moment. So I'll cherish those memories that I have with Barris.
I know you sing well. Tell us about your writing style. You write most of your song. Did you write Bounce? I didn't see it, but
Bounce. Yeah.
But you wrote that.
It's funny because I had tracks that I was setting up to record in Jamaica, and went in the studio and started working on things, and another song once again that was finished was a nice song as well, but we were just sitting at the table, and Delroy pulled up a track and he said, write something to this, and I said, right now, and he said, right now, and I'm like, okay. So
you were able to do that.
I had already previously told him a concept of a song that I wanted to do, and that came to my head, and that's what I started singing, and then we went in that day and recorded it.
So you find it pretty easy to write, or?
The track has to hit me.
Okay.
I have to feel the track. I rarely write lyrics without a song, or I usually start with a hook.
Okay.
But I've written lyrics. Sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll have an entire song in my head.
And you write it, or?
Well, no. That's the thing.
You go back to sleep.
I go back to sleep. But no, I'll do a melody on my phone so I remember it. But I'll hear the whole entire song, background vocals, everything.
That's nice.
And then I try to bring something that I remember to the studio.
Okay.
But I typically have my music ready before I go in the studio.
Great.
Yeah.
How many times I say, how many times do I have to tell you? How many times before you get me? How many times I say, how many times do I have to tell you? How many times before I'm set free? Yeah, Baba Rose made me feel so nice. Through the men of the Guinness and them double red stripes. Made me feel so feelings, no hard feelings. When I watch you take your things and left me, no hard feelings, no hard feelings. Even though I saw you really tried to hurt me, no hard feelings, no hard feelings. When I watch you take your things and left me. Waiting all week for the TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, time to do it my way. Looking all cute, waiting for my baby. Riding in an Escalade and I'm calling Drea. Let me see him pull up in my driveway.
For sure.
Change your vibe, we are gonna do it my way. Time to wait for no one, no one. I said time to wait for no one, no one. Don't rush through life, take your time, do things right. Shouldn't really live uptight, drifting like a kite. No more fussing, so much hustling, just trying to get ahead. Sometimes all I wanna do is lay down in my bed. 'Cause time to wait for no one, no one. I said time.
Some of the places that you perform outside of Chicago.
Aruba,
Aruba,
Jamaica,
Okay.
outside of Chicago, pretty much several of the states, Florida, New York,
So you've been
Midwest.
around. You've been around. You've been
Yeah,
around.
yeah,
So,
California.
how did the audience receive you? Do you get some good?
I always feel so much love. I
Okay.
really do. It's just remarkable because I look at myself as just a normal person, and they
Right,
just
right.
give me so much love and
They
lift.
connect,
They
yeah.
connect and they lift me, and that's where I get my joy from. I
Right.
get my joy from seeing them enjoy what I'm doing. It's not about me. It's about
It's
them.
about them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are your most memorable moments on the stage that you would never forget?
Well-
Positively, I'm not going negative.
Oh,
Positively.
it's all been
Positively.
positive.
Yeah,
It's all been
you know?
positive. You know, I performed a festival with Everton Blender. Actually, that was in Chicago. I did a show with him.
Lift your head up.
Yeah, I sang background vocals with him, and I was in awe. Just, you know, different artists.
Yeah, so you know, did you get an standing ovation where like, wow, like, you know?
I have to say, well, they're always usually standing and dancing already.
Okay.
But they come to the stage and they make it
They connect with
known.
you,
They connect
yeah.
with me. They make it known that they're enjoying
And it's
themselves.
a good feeling.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
great feeling. I couldn't imagine my life without music, honestly.
Right,
and
right.
the people are just, they're so much fun.
You won any awards, trophies?
I won something from one of the festivals in Chicago, well, International Music Awards.
Okay.
I got something from them some years back. But, you know, for me, it's not really, you know, it's great to be recognized and get the recognition, but the awards it's really not my
You're just
focus.
doing it for the love of it.
I do it for the love of it because I'm an artist, and I just whatever I create is almost like a child to me. So
Okay.
it's not I don't feel like it's not necessary for me personally to be rewarded. I feel rewarded when my track's done.
Check it out. well, you know, tell us about the tracks and tell us about you know, your experience working with Sly, Dunbar, Robbie, Shakespeare.
Well, let me
and about your recording studio, the whole little spiel there. you know?
Right. Well, let me just clear that up. Sly and Robbie were not there when I did my
No?
recording. They are on the track.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
they were not there. They had already recorded their part, you know.
then you just
They travel all
implement
over,
that.
so they're there and they're gone.
Okay.
And then I came in and put the vocals on it. So
Oh, great.
I had met Sly and Robbie in 2000 when I
Mm-hmm.
released my first CD in Jamaica, which really stayed in Jamaica. It wasn't really promoted here. So
Why not? Why not? I mean,
well, you know, the producer who did it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he
could have got a copy. I do a radio show.
I'll give you a copy for sure.
I have
yes.
a radio program. Could be pumping it, you know.
But talk about full circle. I had gone to Anchor Studios in 2000, and producer friend of mine, and just they were there and we hung out and we talked, but I would have never imagined that this many years later I would be there recording in that actual studio. So it was like, that was probably one of the most amazing things. The other thing would be the interviews that I did on Jamaican radio, on IRI FM with
tell us about that.
Ron Mouchette and Andrea Williams and Barry G from the Barry G Show. He put me on the radio in Jamaica. So I did a lot of more promoting in Jamaica during that time.
Great.
So, but yeah, full circle to be there at the studio now. You can feel all the energy from recordings from the past. Yeah, it's just a fascinating experience just to be there and record.
What's the name of that CD that you mentioned that you promoted, your first CD? What was the name of that CD?
That CD was called Versions of Love.
Versions of Love.
Yeah. And it was produced by Modern Culture Productions, which was actually here in Chicago. But once it was finished, I took it to Jamaica and put it on the radio. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get stuff going here in Chicago too now.
Yeah, Chicago's the place.
And Bounce, how did you recorded that? I mean, you recorded here in Jamaica?
No, that I recorded in Jamaica.
As well?
Yeah.
Is that actually where you have your recording studio, huh?
Well, Anchor Studios is one of the top studios where like many years of famous people record. People go from all over the world to record there. Yeah, it's a pretty special place. So I've done recording here. Yes, I've done recording here too. But on a different level with my video out, that was the next level.
Yeah. So what's next? What's the next big project you got coming up? That you're working on? I know you just did Bounce. Are you still on that, or are you looking for something?
That's finished and released, and it's really not a reggae song, but I'm singing patois in it, so I'm speaking patois, so it connects the Jamaican, and it's almost like some people in Jamaica are saying, oh, it's like the new dance hall sound. So it's a new sound. It's hard to categorize it. It's funky. It's it's a little bit of everything. But my new project, I'm going back to Jamaica, and I have some more songs that I'm going to do with Delroy and Fatah, they call him, a.k.a. Fatah. He's an amazing producer, and so I'm going to go down there in July and record some more music.
Let me hear a little patois thing.
Oh, you mean, man? Just
big respect to the masses.
Everything nice. Everything crisp, man.
Everything crisp.
Yeah,
everything
that's
crisp.
old style, though.
Right,
I gotta catch up on the new things, I'll learn some more stuff when I go down there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Can you do me a little acapella right quick? Like,
a little acapella?
I'm not putting you in the spot here, but just do a little thing,
All right. Let's see. Once again, I feel the love surround me, and once again, I feel your arms around me. Please don't ever go. We are meant to be lovers. Now we can love. Now we love each other.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
You put me on the spot there.
I didn't mean to do that, but
okay.
I know you can do it. So can you give a little advice to some of the female artists coming up? What advice would you give to them?
Follow your dream, but be ready. It's a tough industry. You cannot be in your feelings. You have to be strong. Right. You have to be able to take constructive criticism. You have to let people who are experienced guide you, and don't feel no way or any insult from that, because you can learn and grow. But it's a tough industry. I never got into music to become famous. It's just my path that I'm on. But if you aspire to be famous, be strong. Keep yourself together, stay healthy, eat right. You're gonna need a lot of stamina.
A whole lot.
A whole lot of stamina. write down all your ideas, no matter how crazy they sound. Just write them all down, because you just never know what's going to work for something. I've written lyrics for one song that have ended up on another song.
Okay,
So
okay.
you just keep track of everything you do. You know, write journals, record things, do your social media. Just stay on your program.
Stay on your game.
Stay on your game, and don't stop. And don't let anybody discourage you, because you know, not that anyone really blatantly ever discouraged me. It's always been encouragement for me. But if someone ever came to me and said, you know, maybe you shouldn't do this, well, I will take that advice, but I will also think if that's the right path.
If that's
for
the
me.
right path.
Make up your own mind in the end.
Yeah, because you
know,
have some people that don't want you to do good. and
right,
all that
and
stuff.
try to work with people who will let you be you.
Right.
You know, unfortunately, you know, I've had instances where, you know, people had expectations of me to sing a certain way or have a certain sound, or, you know, a certain look, and I just couldn't do it that way.
That couldn't work. It's better
No,
to be you.
it couldn't work that way. And you know, go abstract, go all out. You know, don't be afraid.
Okay.
That's my advice for anybody in the business.
Okay. Anything else you would like to shed light on?
Well, you know, let's see here. I'm just grateful for the blessings of music. You know, without music, I would not be a complete person. So I don't know what I would do without it. And, you know, thanking all the people who have supported me. They're very important to me, and I could list thousands of people right now I'd like to thank, but, you know, they know who they are in Chicago and in Jamaica and anywhere I've performed. And, you know, and thank you.
Great. It's been a pleasure, Drea.
Yeah.
And this has been Artist Spotlight. Thanks for watching.